Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mamelashon, our 4-week starter course, Navigating the Yiddish Language, Lesson 2. Today we are going to, the theme of today's lesson is, what time is it? And we are going to be learning 3 important skills. And those skills are the days of the week, numbers, and the clock. So obviously numbers will lead into the clock, right? But days of the week, numbers, and the clock, that's our goal for today. Is there anybody that... actually, I was going to say I have an extra handout. I don't. I thought I had an extra handout. I don't have another one. Are there any extra handouts between anybody? Or is there a couple that's sharing? No?
I have an extra.
You have an extra one? Perfect. You want to give that one to Avram? Avram, right there. There you go. So, days of the week, numbers, and the clock. That's what we're doing today. And you can see on your handout that the song of this week is Ma'asapra. For those of you that are not familiar, Ma'asapra is the equivalent of Who Knows One, or Echad Mi Yodea. Anybody familiar with that song? Yes? So it's that version in Yiddish. So that will be fun to learn. And obviously it will work hand in hand with learning the numbers. That will be a good review. One more handout. I don't know if I have another handout. Does anybody have an extra one in front of them, or is there a couple that can share?
We can share.
Okay. So Michelle and Robert are going to share, so that one's for you.
Oh, sure.
Dylan, that's for you. Oh, perfect. There we go. Okay. Amazing. Okay. Everybody in order? Amazing. Okay. So that's the song of the week, and the Yiddishism is going to be Heiser und Geld, and the story is going to be Der Edom. Okay? All right. The first thing we need to do before we get started is we need to review. Yes? Okay, so let's start by reviewing. A guten Abend, Kita. What was that? A guten Abend, Zushi, right? There you go. He said si. I wasn't sure what that meant. Okay. All right. A guten Abend, Kita. Very good. A guten Morgen. Finally, you guys are waking up. You know, a guten Morgen. Good morning. All right. Ich bin Zushi. Yeah, ich bin Zushi. Anybody want to respond? Oh, ich bin Menachem. Ich bin Nurit. Yeah. Und du bist?
Ich bin Dina.
Oh, sehr schön, sehr schön. Does anybody know what sehr schön means? It usually goes together with knipping a back. So knipping a back means to pinch a cheek. So that's when you say sehr schön, sehr schön. That's how you do it. Sehr schön, sehr schön. It's usually done by children to their parents. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sehr schön. Ich bin Zushi und du bist?
Ich bin Michelle.
Oh, du bist Michelle. Sehr schön, sehr schön. Okay, very nice. A guten Abend. Letzte Woche. Anybody know what that means? Letzte Woche. Very good. Last week. Woche is week. Anybody remember that? So you can say a gute Woche means good week. Anybody know in Yiddish culture, when do we wish each other a gute Woche? After Shabbos, because that's where the new week is beginning. So you make Havdalah, and you turn to each other and you say, a gute Woche. Or if you're in my family, what do we say? A gute Woche, a gesunde Woche, a freiliche Woche, a maßliche Woche, a slachetike Woche, a schulige Woche, a furtige Woche, right? We go through a whole list. A gute Woche means a good week. What's a gesunde Woche? Anybody want to try to guess? Healthy. Very good, a healthy week. Anybody remember last week in the story, at the end of Sarah's letter, she writes, what does she say? A gesund of dir, right? She says, sei mir gesund, I think was the exact terminology.
Be well.
You be healthy, right? You be well. Not Sarah's letter. I think it was Chaim Yankel's letter to Sarah, right? Yeah. So we say a gesunde Woche, we say a gute Woche. What's a freiliche Woche? Anybody? Happy. Very good. Some German speakers or Yiddish speakers, or former German speakers that are now Yiddish speakers. A freiliche Woche means a happy week. Very good. Okay. Morgen geht sein. Well, let me try something else. Morgen bei Nacht. Again, let me roll my R for you like a real Yiddish speaker. You ready? Morgen bei Nacht geht sein Shabbos. Anybody?
Tomorrow is
Tomorrow night is Shabbos.
Very good. Most of you were wrong. Most of you were saying tomorrow is Shabbos. You got the Morgen right, and you got Shabbos right. Menachem is correct. Morgen bei Nacht. Remember we learned how to say the different days? Morgen is tomorrow, right? Bei Nacht means by night will be Shabbos, right? Morgen bei Nacht, tomorrow night, Gate Zayin Shabbos will be Shabbos. Okay, raise your hand if you can tell me how to say yesterday in Yiddish.
Oh God.
Yesterday. I'll give you a, yeah?
Nestin.
Are you cheating?
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. It's not called cheating. You have your handout. Nechten. No, nechten farnacht is last night. Nechten. The Yiddish word for yesterday is nechten. What is the Yiddish word for today? Not hoiten, almost heint. Very good. Heint. H-A-Y-N-T. Heint. Heint by Nacht. Right? What does that mean? Tonight. Today by night, right? But don't speak it like your Zayda used to when he used to mess up from Yiddish to you. Right? You don't say today by night, you say tonight. But in Yiddish you say Heint by Nacht. Tonight. Gehen wir lernen Yiddish. Anybody want to attempt that? We are going to learn Yiddish. Heint by Nacht. Tonight. Gehen wir lernen Yiddish. We are going to learn Yiddish. Okay. Anybody remember how to say tomorrow in Yiddish? Morgen. Very good. Morgen geht sein. Anybody want to hazard a guess? Freitag. Very good. So that's today's lesson. We're going to learn the days of the week. But correct. Morgen geht sein Freitag. Tomorrow will be Friday. Okay. Let's do some pronouns, shall we? We did a little bit of them in the beginning practice, but let's do a little more. Ich bin Zushi. Right? Du bist Miriam. All right. Ze seinen. What does that mean? Anybody? They are. Ze is they. Remember that? Ich is I. Right? Mir is me. Dir is you. And ze is they. But remember that one? Ze, they are. Okay. So if I want to say, let's pick on somebody who's been quiet, Anya. How do I say I and you? Or I with you, me with you.
Isn't it ear and deer?
Almost. Mir mit dir.
Mir.
Okay, so let's remind ourselves of the conjunction words. Mit means with. Un means and. Very good. So mir mit dir means me with you. Right? So lo mir lernen Yiddish. Let us learn Yiddish. Mir, that's me, right? Mit eich. With you or y'all. Anybody remember that word?
Oh, yeah.
So eich is both the plural for a group of people. Mir mit eich means me with y'all, right? Or another way of saying it is me. If I was talking to, let's choose who's the most respectful person here, which I should pick on. All right. If I was talking to Rabbi Anoka, I would say, because none of you are respectful. You guys are a whole bunch of peasants. All right. But if I was talking to Rabbi Anoka and I say, me and you are going to learn Yiddish, what would I say? Mir mit eich. Me and you, I'm really saying you all, but in Yiddish, that's the formal plural. All right. Enough of a review of last week? Okay. Next week when we do the review, you guys better be a little more up to scratch, okay? You have all week to practice. What could you possibly be doing? What are you, working, eating, and sleeping? Who cares about that? Practice in Yiddish, that's the most important thing. All right. So that's enough of a review. Let's start off today by learning some numbers, shall we? Okay. So last week, I learned from my mistakes, and last week we did not do. So we're turning to page 17, okay? Page 17. Last week I did not introduce the numbers, the words to you first. I just dove right into the exercise, and I regret that because I feel like we have to introduce them first in a list, and then we can start to do the exercises. Are we ready? So we're going to do it that way. So please count with me. Now, before we start counting, let me tell you how this list is formulated, okay? So let's start with the first line. I assume everybody knows how to say one in Yiddish? That's German. Ein. Very good. Ein. Ein means, okay, so the word is ein or eins. All right, let's talk about that. Turn down to footnote eins. All right, footnote eins. You see it says, when counting numbers from the start, you count eins for one, or when telling time, you use the word eins. 1 o'clock is eins, and we're going to learn this word in a minute. A zeger. Zeger is a clock or a watch. Eins, a zeger would be 1 o'clock. But that's the only time you say eins with that S at the end. Okay? So, and this is only true about the number one. This is a big exception. That's why it's in a footnote on the bottom. Only about number one. Any other time you use the word one, when describing one object, so let's say this is a gluz, a cup, right? Ein gluz is 1 cup. Okay? Ein yingel, ein tish, ein bank. Whatever you're talking about, you use the word ein without the S at the end. That's what I'm pointing it out to you as we go along. And then also when counting 21 and up, you also use ein for one. We'll get to that when we start counting. Okay? But for now, we're just going to use the term eins or ein. All right. Now, the next word, and this follows the same with all the numbers, they're going to do this, okay? At least till 10. Actually, until 12, looks like. They're going to give you two versions of the number. The middle one is the number, okay? So, or the first one is the number. Ein, eins, all right? The next word is erster, okay? Erster means first.
Means what?
First. Like who's on first? Wer is der Erster? Okay, who is the first? And then erstens, does everybody see how it goes? Eins, erster, erstens. Erstens means first of all. Okay, so you can see it in the English all the way on the right hand side. Ein, eins, and they have one twice in English, and then erster is first, and erstens is first of all. Okay, but for now, what I'd like to do is, all together as a group, I'm just showing you how it's formulated like that, you see that. But let's not complicate ourselves right away. Let's start from the beginning, and let's go from the top down to the bottom, counting all of the numbers, all the way to 1,000,000 we're going to count, all right? We are. But we're going to skip, obviously, everything in between, right? We're going to go from 100 to 1,000 to 10,000, etc., okay?
No 100.
Is everybody ready with me? Menachem, for you, I would like you to be reading on this side, please, okay? All right, ready to count?
Yes.
Eins. Zwei, drei, vier, fünf. Okay, some of you are repeating after me. Some of you are saying it together with me. I prefer if you say it together with me. Or you know what? Actually, let's do repeating after me like that. You guys can hear it one time properly, and then like that, you can hear me above everybody else. Everybody ready? I'll do one, and then you repeat after me. Eins, zwei, drei. Right about now, Leah would be jumping. Because anytime I say eins, zwei, drei with Leah, she jumps or she runs, because she knows that's what with a child. What do you do? 1, 2, 3, right? So she doesn't know that drei can be pronounced like this, the way we all just pronounced it very soberly. She just says, drei! It's always that way, no matter what you're counting. So if we're walking to shul and I'm holding her hand, it's eins, zwei, and she starts to run, drei! And if I'm closing her snaps on her, what's it called, the undershirt that snaps on the bottom, whatever, right? So there's 3 snaps always, and I say, eins, zwei, and she goes, dry! The third snap. It's always very exciting. Okay, I try to throw these little things in, like that, these numbers and things, they come to life. Hopefully that's good for you.
Look who's laughing.
All right, because he knows, he's seen it many times. Let's start again, shall we? Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, is everybody following with me here? Yeah. So, 11 and 12, I don't expect you to have figured it out on your own. But 13, does anybody notice that that's a conjugation of the word drei, which is 3, and 10, which is 10. We did both those numbers already. So, drei, and you don't pronounce it 13. You just say 13, just like in English. You don't say 13, right, or 310. You say 13. So there's Yiddish versions of that as well. So the rest of them are going to work that way. Till now, 11 and 12 didn't. By the way, it's very similar in English. 11 and 12 are not really 110 and 210. And then from then on it is. Okay, so let's start again from 13. Ready? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. What number is 18? Very good. Okay, just making sure you guys are actually with me here, not just repeating like parrots. They already came out. Sunset passed. The parrots, they made their loop around Chabad, and they moved on. All right, 19. And now we have 20. Okay, 20 is our first 10, right? So you have 10 is 10. 20 is 20. That ending, that suffix, 20, there's no way I'm going to be able to teach now with these fresh cookies out here. Put them on the buffet. Okay. No touching the cookies. It's your reward if you make it through all the numbers, okay? No touching the cookies until after we finish the numbers. Work first, work hard, play hard. That's my motto. Okay? All right, you ready? Arbeit schwer, Spiel schwer. Very good. Very good. Arbeit schwer. Work hard, Spiel schwer, play hard. All right, okay. Let's go back to those numbers, shall we? So tsik, T-S-I-K, is the suffix that turns a number into a tens. Like, drei tsik is going to make it 30. Fair tsik is going to make it 40. Okay, so let's go through the tens, shall we? Starting with 20.
Okay.
20. Okay. Skip the next one. We're going to get to that in a minute. 30. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and now we get to 100, okay? It's a very, very difficult number, difficult word. It's basically just pronounce 100 like your Zaidi was saying it in old Eastern Europe. You ready? 100. 100. Okay. 100. 100 is 100. And just like in English, when you say it as a thing, you say 100. So you say 100, right? And then when you're saying the number, let's say 100 and whatever, 200, whatever you say, you drop the A because it's not singular. So you say 200, right? 200. Okay, so that's the next one. 200. So when you say 100 is 100, but 100 is 100. So let's try that. 100, that's 100. And now 200, that's 200. Okay, let's jump right to thousands. Ready? Thousand. Very good. Now is a good time to tell everybody of some very good news. In our family, Menachem, with all his money from his Chanukah geld and from his, he just informed me this recently. I think it was just maybe after the lemonade stand, at some point, he informed me he just became a thousandaire. So a big mazel tov to Menachem in his savings account. What? Okay. So he's a thousandaire. Okay. Thousand is 1,000. Okay. Now, how much is 10,000? Just put the two numbers together. 10,000. 10,000 is 10,000. All right. Ready? 10,000. Okay, let's jump to 100,000 because nobody makes $10,000 and it just stops there. You jump right to 100,000. 1 second. 100,000. 100,000. And my wish to every single one of you is that every single one of you should have $1 million. $1 million and more. 2 million, and you should have even a billiard. A billiard is what? No. When it gets there, it's not a billion. It becomes a billiard. I don't know why. Anyways, they stopped. They didn't have such high hopes over here. They were like, all right, we're stopping at 1 million, and that's good. Okay. All right, who's ready for the most confusing thing about Yiddish and numbers? And Miriam, I know you have a question. We're going to get to it in just a moment.
It's not a question, I just didn't hear. Did Menachem say, does Menachem have $1,000?
We'll talk about that after the class. It was just a joke. Let's focus. Okay, so now let's talk about the most confusing thing about Yiddish and numbers. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. The most confusing thing about Yiddish and numbers, and I believe it works this way in other languages as well, definitely in German, and I think it's borrowed from German, is that instead of saying the tens column and then the singles column, it goes the opposite way around. Now, before you start beating up on Yiddish, it actually makes more sense that way. It makes sense to go in order of the first the singles, and then the tens, and then the hundreds, and then the thousands, right? Except that that's not true. When you say 121, you really say 101 and 20. So it would have been nice if that was the reason, but that's not the reason. Okay? So let's do some numbers. Okay? So now you know the one that I switched. Okay? The one that I switched is 1 and 20. All right? That's how you say it. They don't have line numbers here, but 21. Okay? So let's try together now to count from 21 till 30. Okay? So you would start, you just said 19, which is 19. Then you said 20, which is 20. And now repeat after me. 21. 22. 23. 24. 26. 27. Don't mumble it. Come on, do it slowly, enunciate it. 28. 29. 30. Okay. Raise your hand if you did not know the Yiddish numbers before tonight. Okay. From those people, put your hands down. From those people who did not know the Yiddish numbers for tonight, if you think you can get from 1 to 10 without looking at the paper, I'd like you to raise your hand. Okay? Nobody. If you'd like to take a stab at it, raise your hand. We'll help you. Don't worry.
Okay.
Come on, somebody. Dina, you're going to take a stab at it?
Okay, but I have to remember because it's different than German. So
Okay. Oh, you're using your German. Okay,
no,
go.
Ein,
Very good.
Zwei,
Zwei.
Drei,
Drei.
Vier,
Fünf.
Fünf,
Fünf. Very good.
Sechs,
Sechs.
Sieben,
Sieben.
Acht,
Acht, very good.
Neun.
Nine.
Nine.
And
10.
10, very good. A hand for Dina. All right. Okay. It's time for some exercises. But before we do that, does anybody have any questions on these numbers that we learned? Besides for I don't know them yet. That's fine. You're going to do that work on your own. Yes, Avram? No. 20 means 20. 20? Yes. So, but I think I know why you made that mistake, Avram. Does anybody know what 120 means? 120. Why are we all so familiar with that number? Because every single one of you Babis and Zaydis said, oh, bis 120 can I know, right? Which means you should live till 120 without any evil eye. Okay. Every single person in this room has a blessing from me. Leben bis 120. You should live until 120, and my Babi never lets me give her that blessing without adding the two words, the two crucial words, because who wants to live till 120 and be on a ventilator, right? Gesundheit und Freilichkeit. Healthily and happily. Right? So let's try it. Sollst leben, you should live. That's not words we've learned yet, that's fine. Bis means until. Until. 120. What does that mean? 120. So 100. So they dropped the ah, but till 120. 120. Gesundheit. In good health. What's And Freilichkeit. What does that mean? Happiness. Well, happily. Very good. Okay. We are now ready. Happy is Freilich.
Huh?
Freilich.
Freilich.
Freilich is happy. And whenever you attach it, we're going to learn all these rules later. I shouldn't be confusing you too much, but whenever you attach it to something, like a happy something, like a happy New Year or a happy Pesach, whatever it is, so then the Freilich becomes Freiliche. It's not just with Freilich, it's with anything. So klein means small. Kleine Yingel is a small boy. Grois means big. Groise Yingel means a big boy. We'll learn about that later. It's the suffix that connects it to the next word. Now, Freilicherheit means happily. Okay, no need to remember all this. We want to remember the numbers. All right, and that's what we're going to be doing some exercises now on some numbers, which is on page 19. The first exercise. You all have a pen in front of you. Okay, now, this exercise is very important that you get it right, that you write it properly. In other words, if I was grading you, there's very much a right and a wrong to these answers. Like if you get to my favorite number, which is 770, right? Sorry, not the one after that, number 8. If you get to 1,231 and you say it exactly like you say it in English, in other words, you say 1230 und eins, everybody's going to understand what you said. There's no way to misinterpret what you said, but it's completely grammatically off. It's very strange because the eins goes before the dreisig. The 1 goes before the 30. Okay, so let's remember that as we're doing the exercise. So, on the screen and on the page in front of you, we have exercise number 1. We just have a whole bunch of numbers. We're going to have to write them out. All right? Let's start with 26. Does anybody want to give a stab at it? Remember, the 6 has to come first, then the 20. Steve? 26. Thank you very much. So the way we write it is 26. You do not need to write it the way it says on the screen. If you do, great. If you don't, that's fine. 26. Sick. Yeah, by the way, now is a great time to remind everybody, you all learned this when you learned Hebrew. For those who don't know Hebrew, there is no English letter that can make the sound that a tzaddik makes. So the same sound that your mother made when she was disappointed in you, right, like that sound, tz. So they always put a TS. It's not a real, it's the best they can do, you know. Okay, so 26. 26. Okay, 49. Exercise number 2, 49. Anybody want to take a stab at it? Don't be so shy. Linda. 49. Very good. 49. 9. I'm writing it Nayn. 40. That's how you spell 49, or that's how you say 49. Anybody want to take a stab at number 3, 78? Anybody? All right, let's try for 78. Danny. Very good. Acht is 8. Un is and. We know that 7 is zibin, so we're going to do zibe and then add the tzik, right, which is that the suffix for the tens. So, acht un zibetzik. That's number 3. Acht un zibetzik.
is it always the last letter first? Zushi?
What do you mean?
Like instead of 7-8, we're saying 8-7.
I don't know. That's how it works in Yiddish.
That's just
I took a stab at answering it, and then
German's
my
the
theory
same.
was I burst a hole in my bubble.
Okay.
So,
That's
like,
just how it is.
if they went from the ones column to the millions column, I would get that. But they don't. They do. It's only by the singles and the tens. That's just how it works. All right, number 4, 95. Anybody? Yes, Tina. Finif. Finif on 90. Very good. So finif on 90. Let me bring it up for you. Finif on 90. 5 and 90.
Yeah.
By the way, if you think Yiddish is confusing, are there any French speakers in the crowd?
I'm trying.
How do you say 99? Anybody? 99. What does that mean? Anybody? No? Even worse. You forgot what 80 means. 4 times 20 plus 9. No, 4 times 20 plus 10 plus 9. It's a whole mathematical equation to say 99. All right? Yiddish is giving you an easy time here. Okay, number 5. Nurit, you want to take a stab at this one? 233. So now you're doing the hundreds column first, then the singles column, then the tens column. So go for it. 200. Very good. Wait, let her try. She's trying, Linda. 1 second. 33. Very good. So 200, 200, 33. Right? 3 and 30. 233. Oh my goodness, I just realized that I put out half the waters and I never put out the waters for everybody
That's
else.
okay, we went and got water.
Okay, but I have more bottles. I just didn't put them out.
It's okay.
Okay, I'll put them out soon. During this, oh, you made it up with Chardonnay. Perfect. Okay, during the song, I'll try to do it. Yes, Shari.
Why is there an apostrophe before it's just the way
Okay,
it is?
I'm going to make this clear again. I said this last week. I'm going to make it clear again. I am fielding no questions for the phonetic spelling. It's a wild jungle out there, okay? There is no consensus. People put apostrophes wherever they want. They'll explain it to you. And I'm sure whoever put this one would explain it to you. I think this is from the workbook that I had. But, and then of course there's the famous argument over the ch sound. Should you do a ch or a kh? It's the Wild West. The real reason that it's the Wild West is because you're not really supposed to be spelling Yiddish in English letters. You're supposed to be spelling it in Yiddish letters. Hebrew letters, yeah. Well, Yiddish speakers would be very offended that you call them Hebrew letters. They're Yiddish letters. That Hebrew also uses. No, I'm joking. Obviously, it's Hebrew letters. Yes. Number 6. Anybody want to take a stab at it? Yes, Michelle. Ooh, you've been back. You're ready for this.
460.
Let's hear a round of applause for Michelle. Otazei. Anybody know what that means in Yiddish? Otazei. It's just what we say like when somebody does such a great job. Otazei, like that's how it is. Like azoi means like this. Atazei, exactly like this. That's the good example. Atazei. So the correct way to say 562 is 562. Okay. Let's do number 7, my favorite one. I'm going to turn to Menachem. Menachem, how do you say 770 in Yiddish? Try it. How do you say 7? Zibin. How do you say 100? Learned it tonight. Who? 100. 700 un. Now you try to say 70. So you want to do like zibin, which is 7, but you want to add the tzik at the end. So 700 un. Very good. Let's hear it from Menachem. 700 un zibitzik. Okay? 770. 700 zibitzik. All right. If we have a brave soul for number 8. Any brave souls want to take a stab at number 8? If nobody raises their hand soon, I'm picking on someone. All right, Dina with her German experience is going to try to take a stab at it. Number 8, 1,231.
1,000?
Tausend. Tausend.
Still have that German. Okay.
Yeah.
Tausend.
Yeah.
200.
Yeah.
31.
Very good. 1,231. Don't write it down yet. Okay? Because this is a teaching moment. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
If you saw this number in English, there's actually two ways to say it, right? What would you say? You can either say 1,231, or what do we do when we get to between 1,000 and 2,000, we do this weird thing. 1,231. Does anybody want to try for 1,231 in Yiddish? How would you say that? No, that's 12,000. Don't make that mistake if you're checking somebody out. 1,200. Right? We're not 12,000. We're 1,200. 1,200 Very good. 1,231. You have it on the screen behind me. 1,231 is 1,231 if you want to write it that way. Now you can choose to write it the other way and you're not wrong. 1,231. Okay. Anybody want to try for number 9? Okay, number 9 is 2,000, 2,000, 300, 300, und 40, and 40. And finally, the most complicated one, which I think gives away the year that this curriculum was created. I believe, because I came across this curriculum in 5780, 2020. That's the first time I used this curriculum. And it would make sense that about 9 years before that is when this curriculum came out, in 5771. Otherwise, I don't know why he just chose this random number. But number 10, 5,771, is 5,771. All right. And with this, we conclude our first exercise.
Don't turn it.
I'm not turning anywhere. In fact, I'm going to give a 2-minute break. I'm going to go get some waters. Yes, we have a question?
Sorry.
The last one, 5,771. 5,701 and 7.
Time to figure it out. I can't do it in my head,
I know.
but that's what I don't do.
I only do it because I knew German and I just have to.
I would have to study it because in French it's the same.
They go 1 and 20.
When you get to 20 and
Oh, they go really
30, and then when they get to
crazy.
70.
Really was like 2 minutes ago.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the clock. Okay? Now, the good news is we've already learned the numbers. Okay? So, we are ready for the clock, correct? No, we're not? I gotta know. What? Slow down? Okay. The clock. Page 18. We have just a few things to learn about the clock, and then we can start talking about times. Okay? So the first thing we need to know how to say all of the, what are they called? The decimal, whatever, like seconds, minutes, what are they called collectively?
Divisions.
The divisions of time. All right? Let's start from the lowest and go up to the highest. Ladies and gentlemen, I need your attention here. You ready? Okay. Okay. Let's start with seconds. Okay? Seconds are sekunde. In the plural, sekundes. Okay, how do you say a minute? Minut. And in the plural, minutin. Okay. Here's an hour. You ready? There's 2 different words for an hour. Of course there is, right? Stunde. Or stunden is plural. That's an hour or hours. But the one that I grew up using is actually a Hebrew word which is incorporated into Yiddish, like many Yiddish words. Sho'eh. Sho'eh is an hour, or shah. Shah is probably an easier way to say it. Without pronouncing the ayin, you're just saying shah. In theory, it's sho'eh. But shah is the way they say it. And sha'en in the plural is plural of an hour. Okay. Tog. What is tog? We learned about it last week. Day. Very good. What do you think tog teglich means? So, plural of day is teg. Not tugs. Teg. Teg is the plural of tug. Okay, so days in the plural is teg. All right. What do you think tug teglich means?
Daily?
It's on your thing. There you go. Yeah, daily. Very good. Tug teglich means day by day or daily. Okay. The next phrase is one of my favorite Yiddish ones. There is no such thing. In English, we have a whole sentence to describe it. In English, we call it a 24-hour period. Okay? In Yiddish, it's called a misles. Miss less. Like if you miss somebody more and you miss somebody less, right? A miss less.
Missless.
Missless, miss less.
Missless.
What is miss less? Miss less is two Hebrew words, okay, but pronounced with a very Yiddish accent. No Israeli Sephardic pronunciation. This is total Eastern European pronunciation of Hebrew, okay? In Hebrew, and I'll pronounce it first with the modern Hebrew accent, is me'it le'it. Okay, now it in Hebrew is a time, all right? Me'it le'it means from time to time. So a misles is a 24-hour period because in a misles arum, meaning in a 24-hour period from now, would mean, what time is it now? It's 7:12. At 7:12 tomorrow is going to be a misles, a 24-hour period will have elapsed. Does that make sense? A misles is a 24-hour period. Okay, let's keep going. Vach. What's vach? We all know it already. A week, right? Like a gute vach, right? So this is why the greetings are included here, because you now know how to say in a gute shah. What does in a gute shah mean? Very good. What is b'shah tova? What does it mean? In a gute shah. You should all be telling me right now in a gute shah, because look at me, I'm pregnant. Right? So you can all look at me and you can say, in a gute shah. What does that mean? What do you tell somebody who's pregnant? You don't say, no, you don't say mazel tov. You don't. It's a big no-no. That's ayin hara. Are you kidding me? Evil eye. The good blessing is not here yet. What do you say to somebody in English? In a good time. Very good. Literally in a good hour. It should be in a good and auspicious hour. You ever hear somebody say that? They are translating in a gute shah. It should be at a good hour. Okay, so shah is the word for hour. In a gute shah is in a good hour. All right, what's a gute tag? What a guten tag?
Good day.
A good day, very good. A gute vach? Very good. A gute misles? Yeah, I've been on a real rumble here. I had a very good misles, the last misles. Okay, all right, and I wish you should have another gute misles bis Shabbos. What did I just say? Guys, don't let it just roll over your head. A gute misles, I just said, 1 second. A gute misles bis Shabbos means? A good 24-hour period until Shabbos. Very good. A misles, Avram, as we just mentioned, is a 24-hour period. Okay, let's keep going. So we had a vach, right? We now need a word for month. Guess what? There's two of them. One of them is a chodesh. A chodesh is a month. A chodesh is from the Hebrew chodesh. For those of you that know, chodesh is a month in Hebrew. So in Yiddish, it would just be a chodesh. Okay, but there is also a German word that we can use, which is a monat. A monat is a month. Okay, so a gute monat is a good month. But you will never hear a Jew wish another Jew a gute monat on Rosh Chodesh. Which today is Rosh Chodesh. Okay, so today was Rosh Chodesh. What do we wish each other today? A guten, well, that's if you're Israeli and Zionist and all that sort of thing. But not if you're Yiddish Eastern European. Guys, let's go back in history with me. A gute chodesh. A guten chodesh. Have a good month. Very good. Okay, Yor. What is Yor? Year. So Yorn is years. Very good. And Yerlich is annual. Okay, or yearly. All right. So a gute Yor is. All right, very good. Okay, now I'm going to teach you one of my favorite things about the Yiddish language. Okay, then I'll tell you a good vart, which means a good word, literally, but it means a good thought from my Zaidi. Okay, all right. If I wish you guys, we tried this before, and I let you guys slide because you didn't know this rule. But now, don't fall right into it. Don't answer the obvious. If I wish you a guten Abend, I meet you on the street and I say to you a guten Abend, which means good evening, right? It means good evening, right? What are you responding to me? What are you responding to me? In Yiddish, you never respond with the same greeting. Never, ever. That's a big no-no. You always one-up them. Always. I mean it, by the way. I mean it. If somebody wishes you a guten Abend, you say a guten Abend, a guten Tag. Have a good evening, have a good day. If somebody wishes you a guten Tag, what do you think you say to them?
You have a good day and evening.
A guten Tag, a gut Vach. If somebody says to you a gute Vach, what do you say? A guten Vach, a gut Chodesh. Or if you want to just simplify things, if somebody says to you a gut Morgen, you right away jump to the end, you say a gut Morgen, a gut Yor, dear. That is absolutely 100% the way Yiddish speakers speak. If I called my Zaidi right now, I wish I could try it. If they were in a time zone that I can call my Zaidi right now, or my Bubby, I would just call them right now, because that's the person that I speak to that I speak to with the most native Yiddish. We both speak Yiddish just naturally. If I called my grandmother right now, and I called her the phone and I said, Mama, a good novent. There's no question she would say, a good novent, a good yordir. Which means good evening, good year to you. Literally. What? Yes, but my grandmother is over 90, so I think she gets a pass. Okay, she's been sleeping for 4 hours. Trust me, she'll be up in 2 hours. If you want, we can call her then. Okay.
Was she on the East Coast?
What?
She's on the East Coast?
She's on the East Coast. Yeah. All right. And then we have, let's do the last one. Geburtstag is the day of your birth. Geburt means birth, and Geburtstag is a birthday. All right, we're going to skip exercise. You know what? We'll do 2 or 3 of them, and then for time, we're going to skip the rest of them, and at the end of the lesson, I'll put it up so you can all do it, okay?
How did you say having a birthday? What was that?
Geburtstag is a birthday.
Birthday, but the one before that. Having
Oh,
a birthday.
Zich Yerin, so Zich is yourself.
Right.
Yerin, I'm sorry I skipped that one. Yerin is the plural of year, so it's to year. It's using year as a verb. You don't do that in English, but in Yiddish you say Zich Yerin means to have years, to gain more years. Right? So that's what it means. It means having a birthday. And the actual birthday is Geburtstag. Yeah. Should we stop? Should we pause for a song? A quick song that's not on the roster? Zu der Geburtstag von Dani, lo mir alle singen schöne Liederlach. To the birthday of Danny, let us all sing beautiful songs. Und mit der Hände lach, patch, patch, patch. Let's try that again, but you guys are supposed to join in. Und mit der Hände lach, patch, patch, patch. Try again. Und mit der Hände lach, patch, patch, patch. Now Menachem over here got a little traumatized, because what else does patch mean? What's if you don't do it hand on hand? All right. Okay. Und mit der Hände lach, patch, patch, patch. Let's try it again. Und mit der Hände lach, patch, patch, patch. Are you all sitting comfortably?
Yeah.
Und mit der Füße lach, clap, clap, clap. You weren't all ready for that. Okay, here we go. Und mit der Füße lach, clap, clap, clap. What does clap mean? Bang. Yeah, very good. So it doesn't mean stomp, literally. Clap just means banging, right? And if somebody does come in with a big black and blue mark, you say, "Oh, skechapta clap." You gotta bang, right? So clap means bang, and patch means smack or clap, right? So und mit der Hände lach, patch, 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 und mit der Füße lach, clap, clap, clap. Ay 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 1, 2, 3, and that's the end of the song. I'll sing it one more time. Since I got such a rousing applause, I'll sing one more time. Are you ready? We used to sing this when I was in the 3rd grade. This is what we would sing for every single birthday. Ready? So we have, this all started because the last word on page 18. Und zu die Geburtstag von Miriam, la mir alle singen, schöne Liederlach. Again. Und zu die Geburtstag von Malkele. I can't call you Malka in Yiddish. It has to be Malkele. Und zu die Geburtstag von Schönele, la mir alle singen, schöne Liederlach. Und mit die Hände lach, patsch, patsch, patsch. Und mit der Füße lach, klapp, klapp, klapp. Ay, 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 1, 2, 3. All right. Yes, Avram.
The name is Leo. Can you say Lele?
You could say Leila. Yes, people do say Leila. Yep. All right. Let's do some exercises. Your favorite part of the Yiddish class. Exercise number 2.2. Write the times in Yiddish in as many different ways as you can. Okay. This is going to be hard work, folks, okay? Because as we go along, we're going to learn all the different times to say it. Raise your hand if you've been in my office and you remember the unique clock that I have on the shelf. Danny and Menachem. Okay. You've all been in my office, and most of you have been in my office, but I have a clock on the shelf that actually says the time out in words. Okay, so it'll say...
Like it'll say 7 minutes before 5.
Except it'll never say 7 minutes. It goes in 5-minute increments. So it'll say, it's 5 to 9. it'll say it's 7:45, things like that, or 8:15. Okay, so we haven't learned any of that yet. Are you ready? We're going to dive right into it. Let's start with the easy one, because you guys are always going to know the easy one, right? The easy one is just to say the number, right? Okay, how would you say 1:30? Anybody want to take? No. We're not sticking in hours or minutes. Do you do that in English? You don't do that. You just say 1:30. Everybody knows. Well, you know what? You want to do that? Let's start with that. How do you say 1 o'clock? Anybody remember the word? Eins. Okay, so you're all translating wrong. It works. It's literally a literal translation of English. Okay, but in English, when you say it's 1 o'clock, you don't say it's 1 hour. You say it's 1 of the clock, right? So in Yiddish, clock is zeger. A zeger means on the clock. So eins a zeger, it is 1 o'clock. Eins a zeger, yeah, 1 o'clock. Now we're not looking for eins a zeger though. We just want a simple 1:30. So you just need 2 Yiddish numbers. You know them already. 1:30. That's it. How do you say it? Eins dreizig. Eins dreizig. Okay. Eins dreizig. So you can all write that down. Eins dreizig. That's 1:30. Now, what is the other way? Is Danny the only Englishman here? Are there any other Englishmen here? No, just Danny. Okay. Well, Danny, why don't you tell exactly? How do you tell us Americans the other way to say it is 1:30, right? Okay. 1:30 is a very, very strange. Pardon my insulting the British here, but since I want to pick up Yiddish, I'm throwing British under the bus. You ready? I don't understand 1:30 at all. What is the half of? Which hour is the half of? No, it's not. At 1 o'clock, we already passed a full hour since noon.
Half of 2.
It's half of 2. Is that a thing? Do they say that in Britain? It's half of which clock face? What? Okay. Yes. Let me explain something. In Yiddish, when you want to say 1:30, the other way besides for eins dreizig is going to be halb zwei. All right? I know it's confusing you because it's not natural, but it actually makes a lot of sense. Let me explain. If you are half an hour into the second hour, you're half an hour towards 2. What is the half of? It's half of the second hour, right? So it's either eins dreizig or halb zwei. Okay, now, I want to just apologize. They both make sense. 1:30, everybody knows what you're talking about. And I understand, it's half the clock face past 1. But I do believe that halb zwei is actually a very clever way of saying 1:30. Yes?
Why does French and Spanish say 2 weeks is 15 days? That's what confuses me.
Why would you ask that at this class? It confuses me just like it confuses you. You even confuse Menachem. Menachem said it makes a lot of sense because we're in a time class. And I'm like, no, we're not. This is not a time class. Yes, Nurit.
No, the theme is time.
Yeah, I know. That's why I apologize after. It doesn't not make sense that way. I'm just explaining the Yiddish way. That's it. And it's a fun fact. And look, you wanted to know Yiddish, you're learning Yiddish, all right? Halb zwei. Okay, let's do the easy one first. For number 2, 2:15. What is the easy way to say 2:15? Say what? 15. Very good. 2:15, 2:15. Okay, what is the other way to say 2:15 in English? A 2:15. Does anybody know how to say a quarter in Yiddish? No. Okay, yes you do. Because a quarter is this weird word. Is it even British? It is, right? You use the word quarter? I don't know where the word quarter came from. What is the other way to say quarter? A fourth. Right?
Oh my God.
So we're going to say a 2:4. Anybody want to try to say a fourth? What? A viertel. Very good. A viertel, but you were as close as you can get without knowing it. A viertel nach zwei. All right, so we have 2:15, or we have a viertel nach zwei. A 2:15. You could, but just like in English, you could say 2:15, right? But it's not proper. Like nobody talks that way. But yes, it's the same thing in Yiddish. I guess like, you know how like people sometimes say 15 minutes past the hour, or past the second hour, right? It's not a regular speak, But yeah, you could do the same thing in Yiddish. Everybody will know what you're saying. If you say, es ist 15 Minuten nach der zweite Stunde, everybody will know what you're talking about. But it's not the regular. These are the two regular ways to say it. All right.
Why is the 1:30 it's measuring the next hour and the 2:15 it's measuring the previous hour?
Oh, you're right. You're right. So they are saying afer tol nach. Yeah, very good. I don't know. I never thought about that. What does it say?
It says club instead of halal.
Yeah, okay, that's just a typo. Okay. Next one is easy. 4, 25. That's just numbers, right? 425. Same thing with the next one. 4, 41. That's just the regular way to do numbers. The next one is a very simple one. Azeger. Right? Azeger means on the clock or o'clock. So 5 Azeger is 5 o'clock. 6 Azeger, 6 o'clock. 12 Azeger, 12 o'clock. Beautiful. Let's do 6:45. Let's start with the easy one. Anybody want to jump in? 6:45. Just give me the numbers. Don't try to. What? 6. Very good. 45. Right? 45. Okay. Which means 6:45. Now, the other way to say it is a viertel or a quarter, far 7 before 7 o'clock. A viertel far 7. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you could. And the last one is easy. Go for it. Last one is easy. 9:37 is just 9:37. Okay. If you haven't finished this exercise, that's okay. I'll pull this back up at the end of the class for whoever needs it. For now, I'd like to get into the fun stuff, shall we? We've done enough hard work. We deserve some fun stuff, shall we? Turn your hand out to page 20. All right. The man on the screen. The man on the screen, who is that? Very good. Theodore Bickel. Theodore Bickel is most famous for? Thank you. Fiddler on the Roof. He played Tevye in the original Fiddler on the Roof. That's Tevye. Okay. Well, it's not Tevye. That's Theodore Bickel. And then when they put on a little more makeup, he's Tevye. Okay, 1 second. Theodore Bickel also has a wonderful Yiddish album, which is called Jewish Folk Songs. And on there, he sings this song, which is called Mo'a Sapra. Okay? Now, the first... You have it? You have it? Please tell me you have it on a record.
I had it.
Oh, you had it. Okay. All right. You have it. Please tell me on a record, not on a CD or on a tape cassette, or worse, on Spotify. The horror. Okay. Don't take this stuff and put it on Spotify. It has to be. You have to hear the sound of the record going around. You know, you have to. All right.
Yeah, we all went.
We have.
Sometimes before I start a new song on Spotify, I go, and then I let it start. Okay. All right. Okay. On page 20, we have the song. I want to just point out to all of you that the first 3 words are Hebrew, okay? You know them from Hebrew if you know Hebrew, okay? In Hebrew, you ready? In Ivrit, you would say, Ma asabra uma adabra otra otra. But you're not going to hear it that way with this Yiddish accent. It's going to be, Moa sapra, moa adabra, oisko, oisko, yam dididad. By the way, the last word on the second line, that's not a real word. That's just yam dididad. I noticed that when we were singing the other song, everybody got the lyrics, ay, ay, ay. That everybody got those right away. You picked those up right away. Okay? Okay. Now, you will notice that there are a lot of 3 dots in this song, correct? Those 3, what's called an ellipses, right? Anytime you have an ellipsis, you have to do the whole thing over again, right? Because that's how Who Knows One works. So they're going to do the whole thing over again. You can follow along as he goes through it. All right? Let's listen to him first. And then we're all going to sing it together. What is your job? Anybody remember from last week? Circle any words that we learned today or that you recognize inside this song. Take your pen as he sings. Here we go. Ready, set, go.
Mua sapru, mua dabru, oisku, yam tadariya, werken zogen, werken redden, was die eins bateit. Einer ist Gott, Gott ist einer, weiter keiner. Mua sapru, mua dabru, oisku, yam tadariya, werken zogen, werken redden, was die zwei bateit. 2 sind die Liches, und einer ist doch Gott, Gott ist einer, weiter keiner. Hey, mua sapru, mua dabru, oisku, yam tadariya, werken zogen, werken redden, was die drei bateit. drei sind die Oves und zwei sind die Liches und einer ist der Gott und Gott ist einer und weiter keiner. Hey! Mua sapro, mua dabro, oisku, jomta daria, wer kann sagen, wer kann reden, was die vier bateit, Vier sind die Immes und drei sind die Oves und zwei sind die Liches und einer ist der Gott und Gott ist einer und weiter keiner. Hey, mua sapro, mua dabro, oisku, jomta daria, wer kann sagen, wer kann reden, was die vier bateit, Vier sind die Chamushim und vier sind die Immes und drei sind die Oves und zwei sind die Liches und einer ist der Gott und Gott ist einer und weiter keiner. Hey! Mua sapro, mua dabro, oisku, jomtaria, wer kann sagen, wer kann reden, was die sechs bateit, Sechs sind die Mishnayes und vier sind die Chamushim und vier sind die Immes und drei sind die Oves und zwei sind die Liches und einer ist der Gott und Gott ist einer und weiter keiner. Hey! Mua sapro, mua dabro, oisku, jomtaria, wer kann sagen, wer kann reden, was die Simbateit, Sieben sind die Wochenteig und sechs sind die Mishnayes und vier sind die Chamushim und vier sind die Immes und drei sind die Oves und zwei sind die Liches. Und einer ist der Gott und Gott ist einer und weiter keiner.
Are we ready? All right. We're not going to do as good a job as Peter Bekel, but let's give it a shot, shall we? Page 20. Oh, yeah, mua sapro, mua dabro, oischo, yam tiridada. Wer kann sagen, wer kann reden, was die eins badeit, Einer ist Gott und Gott ist einer und weiter keiner. From the top. Oye moa sapro moa dabro oischo yam diridadam. Wer kann sagen, wer kann reden, was die zwei badeit. Zwei sind die Luches und einer ist der Gott und Gott ist einer und weiter keiner. Again. Oye moa sapro moa dabro oischo yam diridada. Wer kann sagen, wer kann reden, was die drei badeit. Drei sind die Oves und zwei sind die Luches und einer ist der Gott und Gott ist einer und weiter keiner. Oye moa sapro moa dabro oischo yam diridada. Wer kann reden, wer kann sagen, was die vier badeit. Vier sind die Immes und drei sind die Oves und zwei sind die Luches und einer ist der Gott und Gott ist einer und weiter keiner. Oye moa sapro moa dabro oischo yam diridada. Wer kann sagen, wer kann, was die fünf badait. Noi fünf sind die Chumashim und vier sind die Immes und drei sind die Oves und zwei sind die Luches und einer ist der Gott und Gott ist einer und weiter keiner. Here we go. Oy moa sapra moa dabra oischo yam diridadam. Kann sagen, wer kann reden, was die sechs badait. Oy sechs sind die Mishnayes und fünf sind die Chumashim und vier sind die Immes und drei sind die Oves und zwei sind die Luches und einer ist der Gott und Gott ist einer und weiter keiner. And for the finale, everybody together. I am moa sapra moa dabra oischo yam diridada. Wer kann sagen, wer kann reden, was die sieben badait. Oy sieben sind die Wochentag und sechs sind die Mishnayes und fünf sind die Chumashim und vier sind die Immes und drei sind die Oves und zwei sind die Luches und einer ist der Gott und Gott ist einer und weiter keiner. All right. Thank you. Okay, here we go now. So, that was Moa Sapra, which we examined the lyrics and we sang it together. And now we are ready for a Yiddishism. Does anybody know who the man on the screen is?
Father-in-law of the Rebbe.
Very good. The Frierdiker Rebbe, or the father-in-law of our Rebbe. The picture was pictures here. This is the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, otherwise known as Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson of Lubavitch. So he was the 6th Chabad Rebbe. He is otherwise known as the Rebbe Rayatz, because Rayatz is an acronym for his name, Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak, Rebbe Yosef Yitzchak, or the Frierdiker Rebbe, as in the previous Rebbe. He was born in 1880, passed away in 1950. In 1951, our Rebbe took over, and he was the 6th Rebbe of Chabad. And he has a beautiful, beautiful saying about the perspective that a Jew should have about materialism versus spirituality, or versus the more important things in life, even more important than materialism and the pursuit of money, right? What makes a Jew rich? What makes a Jew rich? And I'm calling this Yiddishism Heiser und Geld, which means houses and money. All right? So let me read it for you. It's on the screen or on the page in front of you on page 21. So on page 21 in your handout or on the screen in front of you, we have this expression, Heiser und Geld, houses and money. Okay. So I'm going to read it first in Yiddish. All right? Or you know what? Let's read it first in English. Jewish wealth is not houses and gold. The everlasting Jewish wealth is being Jews who keep Torah and mitzvot and bringing into the world children and grandchildren who keep Torah and mitzvot. In Yiddish, Nit Heiser und Geld is der Yiddischer Reichtum. Not houses and money is the Jewish riches. Der Yiddischer, the Jewish, Ebiker, everlasting, Reichtum is being rich, riches, is, as men is Eden, when you are Jews, was hitten up, which guard, Teure und Mitzvahs, okay, so that's how you would say it with a Yiddish accent, und me bringt auf der Welt, and you bring into the world, we bring into the world, Kinder, what are Kinder? Everybody point, if you see any Kinder in the room, point them. All right, there it is, okay. Und Einiklech, what are Einiklech? Grandchildren. Was hitten up Torah und Mitzvahs, which guard Torah and which who keep Torah and mitzvahs. Menachem is right. He said, "You guys are all children." We really could have pointed to all of you. Everybody is children. Everybody is children of somebody. Okay. Unless one of you is Adam Rishon. Is anybody here Adam or Eve? Because they didn't have any parents. Okay. Oh, we have an Adam. Yeah, he's right. He did say Adam Arishan, which means the first Adam, which is the okay. Okay, so that's our Yiddishism for the day. Nit Heiser und Geld is a Yiddish Reichtum. Not houses and money is Jewish riches. And you can ask Menachem, and Menachem every once in a while asks me if we have a lot of money. And I say, are you kidding me? We are so rich, right? Do I tell it to you sometimes? I say, we are so rich. Why am I so rich? I say, I'm so rich, I'm like a gazillionaire. Because I have 3 beautiful children who give me so much nachas. I know, because there's not enough money to show how rich I am. Okay. On page 22, we have a wonderful Yiddish story. You know your job. Do not turn to page 23. You stay on page 22. I'm going to read this story in Yiddish, all right? And as I read it, please circle any words that you recognize that you know in the Yiddish, all right? So here's the story. Now, this story is called Der Edom. Okay, Der Edom means the son-in-law, all right? And you're just looking, by the way, this is words that we learned or words that we didn't learn. Just circle them if you recognize any Yiddish words. You can write on the side what you think the translation is. Okay, here we go. Slowly, yes? Yes. Der Schadchan hat vorgestellt dem jungen Mann als a passendig Schiddich für Mr. Goldbergs Tochter. Okay. Sag mir, fragt Mr. Goldberg zum zukünftigen Edem, von was machst du da Parnasse? Von was machst du Parnasse? Wie soll wirst du aushalten, mein Tochter, als Frau? Zu sagen dem ganzen Emmes, entfährt der junge Mann, kein Fach hab ich nicht. Und von wann machen ein Leben, weiß ich nicht. Aber sorgt euch nicht. Ich bin sicher, Gott wird helfen. Alright? Und mit was, fragt Goldberg weiter, meinst du zu kaufen a Dire zu wohnen? Euch nicht zu sorgen, sicher Gott wird helfen. Und zu helfen mit Geld I don't know what the Ke is doing there. Und zu helfen mit Geld stellen a Chuppe, is etwas da von deinen Eltern, is noch einmal a Kasche von schwer. Nein, das ist euch nicht möglich. Aber ich habe betochen in Ribono Shel Olam, Gott wird helfen. Der Bacher lasst über die Stube und Goldberg tracht sich über, als was man hat gerät. Kommt rein sein Weib und fragt, nu, wie hat dir gefallen der junge Mann? Antwortet Goldberg, zu viel weiß ich noch nicht wegen ihm. Aber eine Sache kann ich dir schon sagen, 100%. 100%. Covid hat von mir in einen ungläublichen Eufen. Von seinen Reden ist klar, als halt mir vor Gott. And now in English. Are you ready? Yeah. The professional matchmaker, Shadchan, introduced the young man as a suitable mate for Mr. Goldberg's daughter. Tell me, says Mr. Goldberg to his prospective son-in-law, from what do you earn a livelihood? How do you hope to support my daughter as a wife? To tell you the whole truth, answers the young man, I have no trade, and I don't know how to make a living. But don't worry, I'm sure God will help. And with what, asks Goldberg further, do you intend to buy a dwelling in order to live? Also not to worry, surely God will help. And to help with money in order to put up a chuppah. Is there anything possible from your parents? Is again a question from the father-in-law. No, that is also not possible. But I have confidence in the master of the world. God will help. The young man leaves the room, and Goldberg thinks over everything that has been spoken. His wife comes in and asks, "No, how do you like the young man?" Answers Goldberg, "Too much I don't know about him, but one thing I can already tell 100%. Respect he has for me in an unbelievable manner. From his speech, it is clear that he already considers me God." All right. Do we have any words? Yes. 100. Very good. That's what we learned today. 100. 100 means 100. Did you figure out what percent means? You struggled with that one. 100%. 100%. Okay. Any other words? Oh, Menachem has a few here. Whoa. Just give me one.
Mr. Goldberg, Fred, Mr. Goldberg,
You have a lot of words.
younger man.
What does younger man mean?
Young man.
Very good. Younger man is a young man.
Health,
1 second. Yeah, okay. All right. You got your chance.
Goldberg,
Anybody else?
Name.
Name. What does name mean?
Younger man, Goldberg, Mr. Goldberg.
Ja, well, 9 is 9. So maybe that's what you thought. But it's not what it means. Ja and nain is yes and no. So nain is no. Anybody else? Any other words you picked up on? Did anybody pick up any of the words we have on the screen there? Stub. What is stub? No. Stub is the home. Stub is house. He left the house. Stub is house. House. The home. What? Yeah, last week's song. Und der Stub is Haze. Very good. The house, the home is warm. Anybody else? Any other words? Yes, Tina. Freud. What is a Freud?
Happy? Is it
Almost. Freud is the most happy person in the home, the wife.
Oh, I see.
Freud is a wife. Yes? Tochter. What does that mean? Very good. Danny. Parnassam, a living. Very good. That's a Hebrew word that becomes Yiddish. Anybody else? Yes, Miriam? Emes. What does emes mean? Truth. Very good. Okay, let's do the 4 we have on the screen here. Adam. Adam is a son-in-law. Okay? So this is the whole story is called Der Adam, the son-in-law. Menachem, go for the next one. Gott wird helfen. What does that mean? God will help. He says that over and over again. God will help. Next one, Menachem. Junger Mann. Young man. Very good. And fragt, asks. So you had that over and over again as he asking different questions. Yes?
I need to
Kasha is a question. Please stop it. Kasha is a question. It's a Hebrew word. It's an Aramaic word, sorry. We haven't had many of those, but there's a lot of Aramaic words in Yiddish. No. It's kuf, not with a kaf, it's with a kuf, and it's shin yud aleph. Kashya. It's what? In theory, it's a kushya or a kashya. The most common place that people know it from is from the vier kashas. Very good, on Pesach. So that would go like this. Tate, ich will bei dir fragen.
Vier Kasten, manchmal mit Oil. was in der
Was ist anders die Nacht?
die Nacht von Pesach, von aller Nacht, vor der ganzen Jahr.
Die
Die erste Kasche ist
Pause. What does erste mean? Very good. We had ein says one. Erste is first. The erste kasha is. Okay, let's skip the first question. What's this? How do you say the second question is? Anybody?
der zweite
The zweite kasha is the second question.
Tati.
So it's those two words. The kasha word that you just brought and zweite, which means the second. Okay.
Tati.
Yes.
Kasha, kosher means kiss you.
No, kush dir means kiss you. Kush is yeah,
It's
but
an English word and a Yiddish
oh,
word.
kush you.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us for lesson 2. This has been lesson 2 of Mamelashon.
Wait.
1 second, which is the what time is it? And we look forward to seeing you all next week for lesson number 3, which is let's get dressed. All right. Thank you all for joining us.